Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello students, welcome to Swayam Prabha. The course title is Human Resource Management. The lecture title is Recruitment and Selection, Module 6, Lecture 2. I am Dr. Shoma Sengupta, Associate Professor Commerce, Kamla Nehru College, University of Delhi. In this lecture, we will cover the two topics, external sources of recruitment and guidelines for effective recruiting. We have discussed the internal sources of recruitment and their merits and demerits. Now we are going to discuss the external sources of recruitment. The different external sources are advertisement, employment exchanges, educational and training institutes, recruiting agencies or private consultants, casual callers, labor contractors, gate recruitment, and recommendations. Now we will discuss each one of them in detail. The first external source which we are going to discuss is advertisement. This is quite popular source of recruitment, and advertisement can be of different types, and it can be put up in different media like in newspaper, trade or professional journals, televisions, radio, and nowadays internet is also becoming very popular. There are specific job sites in the internet like monster.com whereby you can put up your advertisements. Then the selection of medium depends on the positions which we are talking about or position for which recruitment has to be done. Like technical or professional journals can be used for attracting skilled employees, and internet advertising can be done for all the types of jobs nowadays. There is another mode called telecasting, such as special programs like Job Watch, Youth Pulse, employment news, which were popular, very popular earlier, and that was mainly used by government for different posts. Now there can be different types of advertisement also. One can be want advertisement, which describes the job as well as the employer. Then blind advertisement. These are those in which identification of the prospective employer is not revealed. So a box number is given. Respondents are asked to apply to a box number or a consulting firm. Services offered ads are also there. They are released by the job seekers describing that their qualification, experience, and areas of interest. So rather than situation vacant, these are situation wanted advertisements. The organizations can invite them if the latter fulfill the requirements of the former. Generally, the advertisement contain the following information: the contents of the job, that is the main tasks and responsibilities. Now, this is the outcome of the job description which is put up here. Realistic description of working condition, again it is related to job description only. The compensation which the organization is going to pay, monetary and non-monetary. Job specification, growth, where, to whom, and how to apply for the jobs, all details, everything is carried out in the advertisement, Then advertisement must be drafted in a proper manner, and actually if you are aware of the IDA model, that is which is used for every type of advertisement, that is attention, interest, then desire and action. That can be used here also, which means to attract attention, develop interest in the job, create desire, and propel the job seekers into action. So that mode can be used for job advertisements also. Besides informative, the advertisement should be able to sell the job as well as the organization. So in a way, it is not only job advertisement, but it is an advertisement of the organization also. Recruitment advertisements can also serve as corporate advertisement. That's advertisement to build the image of the organization or build the corporate image. Now, if we talk about the advantages of advertising as a medium, we find that first advantage is wide choice. So, as advertisement reaches in mass scale of people, and number of people reading that advertisement is more, and applying for the job will also be more. And so you have a wide pool of candidates who will be applying for the jobs. The cost per person is very low. As I have said that it is a mass media tool, then you are reaching far more number of people than the cost you have put up for that advertisement. So if the number of candidates applying for the job is more, then the per unit cost or per person cost will be very low. Then a kind of a self screening can also be done, in the sense that if you have mentioned the about the job as well as the specification, that means what qualification and aptitudes is necessary in the candidate, then it is a kind of a self screening for the candidate also. So those who fulfill those criteria, they will only apply for the jobs. So self screening can be done by the candidate looking at the requirements of the job in the advertisement. Now the disadvantages are that high cost. If you advertise in any of the medium nowadays, the cost is mounting. So you have to do a kind of a cost benefit analysis whether to go for this medium or not. Then large number of applicants from applications from unsuitable candidates, there is a chance that you will get huge number of applications, but many of them are unsuitable for the jobs. So that screening process, searching for or shortlisting, that will take a long period of time. So time and effort is required for sorting the applications. The advertisement appears for a short time, so it is not repeated and cannot be stored. So many of prospective candidates, or who may be potential candidates, who may have missed the advertisement, so they will not apply for the job. So that is one disadvantage. Then candidates may it means that they miss out the advertisement because of many reasons. Maybe at that time they are not seeing the particular medium or media, or it might be possible that there is some mechanical failure or electricity failure, because of which they have missed out the advertisement. But in that process, you are missing out a potential candidate. Next source of external recruitment is employment exchanges. Employment exchanges are set up by Government of India throughout the country under the Employment Exchange Compulsory Notification of Vacancies Act 1959, and this act makes it obligatory for public and private sector enterprises to fill certain types of vacancies through employment exchanges only. So employment exchanges work as a link between the job seekers and the organization. Aspiring candidates, they register themselves with such exchanges, giving all their details and filling up the forms, and they are given a particular number, registration number. The exchanges prepare a data bank of all such applicants. Now organizations, they contact these employment exchanges whenever there is a need, and they are provided with a list of suitable candidates. Nationwide choice is available for both the organization as well as the job seekers. Some employment exchanges, they also provide vocational guidance and job counseling to the job seekers. It is very effective source of recruitment for unskilled, semi-skilled and skilled employees. However, in the technical and professional area, private agencies and professional bodies seem to be more effective than employment exchanges. They are inefficient and nowadays they have lost their significance. The third external source is educational and training institutes. Now, colleges, universities, research laboratories, sports institutes, and they are fertile grounds for recruiting people. And like earlier times, only IITs and IIMs, they were considered as the best source of recruitment, this form of recruitment. But now the recruiting agencies, they are the recruiting cell of the companies, they are visiting different colleges and they are picking up candidates for their firm. They provide facilities for campus interviews and placements. This campus interview and placement, everything is done in the educational institute only. So the firm, they need not pay for all these services, or if even if they are paying, that is very nominally paying to the educational institutes. Placement cells in the institution serve as a liaison between the employers and the students. It is a good source of recruitment because there is talent shortage. There is increasing talent shortage, but here this is a source of talent. Increasing cost of compensation is there, but here you are getting fresh people at lesser compensation. Pool of fresh talent is available here, who are full of enthusiasm and new knowledge. But the problem is that students, they lack experience, or they are far from reality. The next source is recruiting agencies or private consultants. They are also known as human resource consultants or headhunters. They are becoming very popular nowadays. Now, they work like private employment exchanges, and also they are also they work as a link between the job seekers and the organization. Again, here also the aspiring candidates, they fill up certain details or applications and register themselves with such agencies. The agency may charge a nominal fee for them, and certain agencies, they do not charge at all from the candidates. The agency then does a lot of work. They prepare a data bank of all such aspirants, helps the aspirant in writing the resume also, contacts different organizations who have vacancies, and fixes up interview. Now, such agencies are contacted by organizations also for recruitment, because they know that they will get the right type of candidate from there. For recruiting managerial and executive personnel, especially for such type of job, the organization, they contact recruiting agencies or private consultants. Such consultants have nationwide contacts and they lend professionalism to the hiring process, unlike the employment exchanges. The client is relieved from the burden of recruitment. Generally, as we have already said, that they do not charge from the candidate, but they charges from the organization for their services. Now, the cost of recruitment is quite high for the organization. Why? Because as we have said, that they charge from the not from the candidate but from the organization, and that is a hefty charge. Whatever salary is fixed, suppose if any candidate who is suggested by this consultancy firm is recruited by the organization, the whatever the salary is fixed for that employee, money equal to that amount, or money equal to say 1.5 months salary or 2 months salary, that will be the fee for the consultancy firm, which will additionally the organization will give to the consultancy firm. So they will be paying to the employee also their regular salary, but whatever salary is fixed, that an amount equal to that or 1.5 of that will be paid to the consultancy firm for their services. So you know that nowadays if at higher positions the salaries are huge, 1 month salary is also huge. So if that have to be given by the employer to the consultancy firm also, then the cost of recruitment mounts. Casual callers, this is another source. Here job seekers visit the offices of some of the companies on their own. So there is no advertisement, nothing. They just walk in and inquire about the vacancies, or and if there are no vacancies, they leave their biodata over there. So they are also known as walk-ins. They are also known as write-ins or talk-ins. So walk-ins, write-ins, talk-ins. Walk-ins who walk to the office. Write-ins are those who send their enquiries. Talk-ins becoming popular nowadays means aspirants are asked to meet the recruiter on a specific date for detailed talks. No application is required to be submitted in that case. Such callers, all such callers are generally considered as a nuisance to the daily work routine of the enterprise, but nevertheless, they are a very good source of recruitment if the organization maintains the record of these people. A waiting list of all such unsolicited applicants or candidates can be prepared to fill normally temporary and lower level jobs, but nowadays they are also used to fill skilled jobs. It is very inexpensive source of recruitment because the organization need not pay a penny for this type of recruitment. The next source is labor contractors. Manual workers can be recruited through contractors who maintain close links with the sources of such workers. In fact, these contractors, they only bring the labor force from other states to this state. Then this source is often used to recruit labor for construction jobs. The disadvantage of this source is that when the contractor leaves the organization, the workforce employed through him also leave. So that is this problem with labor contractors. Gate recruitment or factory gate recruitment is another source of recruitment. It is used mainly for unskilled or casual job vacancies in the organization. A notice stating the number and type of vacancies is put up on the notice board near the factory gate, and the recruitment takes place there itself. They are also known as badli or substitute workers. This method is mainly used whenever a permanent worker is absent. So every day the organization, the factory, in the morning, they will find out the number of vacancies and they will put up the notice on the notice board. So people waiting there, they get a chance of getting recruitment for a particular day, that day only. So more efficient among such workers may be employed as permanent workers whenever the vacancies occur. So if you observe the work of the employee and you find it that he is doing a good job, so when there is a permanent vacancy, you can fill it up with this employee. This recruitment is also known as direct recruitment. Very economical because you don't have to again spend anything on recruitment. Now walk-in interviews are also gaining popularity in call centers, and they are like gate recruitment only. Another source of recruitment is similar organizations, and this is popularly known as poaching or raiding. So you are poaching employees from some other organization. So there is a fear that other organization will also poach out your employees. So this is poaching and raiding. It involves identification of the right people in rival organization and luring them by offering them better terms. Now, the advantage of this source is you are getting experienced employees who have worked in that line only, or who are very talented. But you have to pay a high compensation to them to lure them away from such jobs. And such employees may be very low on loyalty. So whenever they will get better opportunity from somewhere else, they will, without a proper notice, they will leave the organization also. So they are prone to poaching. Such employees are prone to poaching. So that fear will always be there with this source of recruitment. Another very popular source of recruitment or external recruitment is recommendation or referrals. Sometimes it is considered as an internal source also, because your internal employees are recommending somebody. But otherwise it is an external source only. This method is a combination of internal and external way of recruitment. Trade union office bearers and present employees may recommend their acquaintances for the vacancies in the organization. Priority may be given to the recommended candidates. Sometimes job openings and requests for referrals are announced on the wall boards of the company, intranets, and in bulletins of the organization. Prizes or cash rewards are also given or are offered for referrals that culminate into successful hiring. So a contest kind of thing may also happen here. But otherwise, generally, the present employees, they are recommending the names of people whom they know, with whom they have worked earlier, or who may be their relatives also. So this is an inexpensive method, and it saves the time and effort of the organization. Both preliminary screening and reference checking already done in the organization. and because there is a backup, the present employee are recommending them. So because of that, this process becomes very simple. But unsuitable candidates may get recommended. There is a tendency that people recommend their family members only or friends only, who may not be most suitable for the jobs. We are through with the external sources of recruitment. Finally, the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages of source of recruitment: wider choice. We have discussed it in case of advertising, employment exchanges, consultancy. You find wide choice is there. Whenever we talk about external recruitment, the number of applicant will be quite high. Infusion of fresh blood or talent will be there. New ideas will come in from talented people from outside the organization. This source never dries up because people will always be available in the external world. Makes available new skills, talents, and experiences from outside. It enables the organization to fulfill the legal and social responsibility of reservation for underprivileged sections of the society also. So you are fulfilling all legal and social obligations also when you are taking people from outside. These sources are best when suitable people from within are not available, as we have discussed earlier also. For certain purposes, you have to depend upon external sources also. Yeah, there is no scope of resentment, heartburn, jealousy with people from within, because in this case again you are taking people from outside. So here what is happening? Favoritism is not there. But this source has certain disadvantages also, like it is very expensive and time consuming. We have seen that advertising, consultancy firm, they are very expensive sources of recruitment. Orientation and training is required to be done because new employees are joining the organization, so you have to spend time and effort in on these processes also, right from the preliminary interview to everything, and especially the later part also, that is reference checking. You have to do medical checkup, have to be done. So this is very time consuming process also. Low motivation and morale of the existing staff, because people from within the organization, they are not promoted to a higher position, so there will be heartburn, of course, because they are not getting an opportunity to rise in the organization. People from outside will be taking up positions over them. So time lag is there also between personal requisition and placement, because the whole process will take a huge amount of time, putting the advertisement, conducting interview, and finally approving and all, which we will discuss in the selection procedure. So the time lag is there when the vacancy is there or requisition has been received, and finally the employee is placed. Detailed screening is necessary as the candidate is unknown. Trade unions, they are not in favor of such type of external recruitment, because they always prefer promotion from within. So these are the disadvantages of sources of external sources of recruitment. But nevertheless, this is a great source of recruitment for any organization. Finally, the guidelines for effective recruiting. First is planning. Number and type of applicants to be contracted, everything should be planned well. So if you have planned well, the recruitment process will be successful. Then strategy development, like make or buy employee. It means that whether you will take up employees at a lower position, train them, and then promote them to a higher position, or you will recruit people directly for the higher position from outside. So that is make or buy. Then technological sophistication, what type of sophistication is required, you have to decide. Geographical distribution of job seekers, where to look, from within a particular place, state, or country, or from the world. So location of the firm, supply status of the labor market, size of the organization, these three things will decide your geographical distribution of job seekers. Deciding the source of recruitment, where to look, when to look, that is whether when the vacancy has happened, then you will look, or beforehand you have planned well and you are looking for people. Then next step is searching. Source activation is important, that is requisition from managers, Selling or communicating available job vacancies to the prospective candidates, all this comes under searching process, which we have discussed in other points also. Then screening. Once you have searched, you will scrutinize and shortlist so that finally the selection procedure can take place, because you have a pool of candidates. You cannot call everybody for the interview. So scrutinize and shortlist. And last of it is evaluation and control. The whole of the recruitment process is very time consuming and expensive also. So you have to do a kind of a cost benefit analysis of various heads of monetary and time expenditure. To summarize, we can say that external sources of recruitment includes advertisement, employment exchanges, educational and training institutes, recruiting agencies or private consultants, casual callers, labor contractors, gate recruitment and recommendations. The advantage of external source is wide choice and infusion of fresh blood or talent, but the disadvantage is that it is expensive and time consuming. An effective process of recruitment comprises interrelated stages: planning, strategy development, searching, evaluation, and control. The books recommended are by E.B. Flippo, C.V. Gupta, Dale Yoder. So this was Module 6, Lecture 2 on recruitment and selection.